Marko Šincic in charge here at featherweight. The young 22-year-old undefeated Marko Ancic is 4-0, 14-4-1 for the Ronaldo Ferreira, 30-year-old veteran. Both guys certainly very experienced, capable everywhere, but will Ancic remain undefeated? Or will Ferreira, 4-1 underdog, spoil the party? 3 5-minute rounds, professional MMA. Blue corner for Ferreira, red for Ancic. Of course, the crowd very much behind Ancic. He's a fighter known for very early victories, capable jiu-jitsu athletics. Junior predictions.
Ancic by submission round 2. But straight from the off, I think Ferreira looks very active. He's in and out of the pocket. He's very active. When they faced off and they just touched gloves there, you saw, you know, there was no remorse. He's looking to do damage tonight.
And certainly plenty of hot tempers at the weigh-ins yesterday. Both guys promised a heated performance. As we move to the business end of the card here at FNC 30, coming to you from Zadar. Capacity crowd. We're filled to the rafters, and many have come to see Ancic. Ancic easing his way into the fight. Ancic testing, looking, showing the level change, eating multiple leg kicks there from Ferreira. Ferreira continues to be heavy on the jab, stepping into it.
Ancic just taking his time, finding the distance, finding range, trying to work out Ferreira. But Ferreira looks active, and he's delivering those nice lead low kicks, which after time do damage. You can see start to bit of inflammation on the lead leg of Ancic, but he returns with the left, right, and the overhand, and that's what he needs to do to close the distance. He's got to come over the guard and try and land those heavy shots to do damage.
Ancic considering the way in, looking for the inroads here on the takedown, but it's Ferreira who continues to dance on the outside, overhand right, whisking, possibly in the trajectory of entering on a takedown, but it is Ferreira who is doing the dance his way, landing nice punches and kicks and easy combinations so far. Ferreira lateral footwork, heavy chopping calf kick. Ferreira circling again to the right, eyeing up the target, looking for the crosshairs here. Certainly feeling like he had a great warm-up so far as he switches up to the inside. Ferreira so far really staying 2 steps out right now, Junior.
2 steps, looking like a young Michael Jackson there. He's slipping, he's dodging, he's trying to find his way in, but he loves that jab and then lead low kick, which we see often, you know, with fighters like Saladin Panas. They just dance and they stay on the outside, and then when it's time to shoot, they shoot.
Spinning back kick there from Ancic, doesn't quite find its mark, doesn't land straight, more of a spin. Ineffective at best as Ancic continues to plod on the outside and contemplate his options on finding a way in, but it's Ferreira who has made his exclamation mark very evident so far as he bosses this fight kickboxing. Ferreira left and right. Elusive, meticulous, paying attention to the details, and Ancic on the chase. A matter of time, Junior.
A ticking time bomb, some might say.
Ferreira elusive, evading, not accepting any return fire here. And has been patience and calculation and high accuracy so far. Rankings at stake for Ancic. Ancic, of course, the homegrown fighter from the FON reality show, has captured a lot of fandom, was considered 96% on Tapology for the vote to capably win this fight. But so far, the kicks, 12 of them landing. Ferreira really finding the mark there, 100% of leg kicks landed.
Exactly that, Chris, 100% of leg kicks landed. Ancic doesn't want to get caught in an area where he's not landed shots and he's just sitting back, and Ferreira's just scoring points on him. He wants to come forward and he wants to get output, which is what he's doing so far, coming in with that lead overhand right. But again, I'd like to see a little bit more pressure from Ancic.
Ferreira, originally from Rio de Janeiro, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, doesn't want to use it here. Said in this fight, I'm going to go out and show that I deserve to be here back in FNC and can vie for a title. That's how you do it, taking out a contender, but the distance breaks down and ANCIC swarms inside an opportunity but finds very little but air. Round 1 of 5 there in the books. Ferreira really seemingly can do no wrong so far, Junior. Your thoughts, your assessment. How do you see it scoring-wise?
Ferreira on points, a little bit more output, a little bit more work rate from him, and he's landed a lot more kicks. On points, it's looking like Ferreira so far, but we'll later see in those later rounds how the tank will hold up and if he can keep up that slick footwork that he's delivered so far.
And a chance to review the happenings there as Ferreira just on the outside tees up to the kick and backs off, avoids anything coming back from ANCIC. Considerable pride and potential at stake in this division. But so far, Ferreira, with a very well thought out game plan, I think is making his march very clear. It could be 3 rounds, it could be just a handful of exchanges, but seemingly has the upper hand. Marco ANCIC says go. 5 more minutes on the clock. Blue corner for Ferreira, red for ANCIC. ANCIC stalking. More pressure here from ANCIC to start the second round. Said ahead of this fight, it was about discipline, pressure, years of chasing this moment, no shortcuts. And that would be the difference against Ferreira. But so far, what was meant to be just another fight has been certainly an uphill struggle. ANCIC pressing, looking to cut the cage. Tries to catch Ferreira. Ferreira circles. Just can't seem to find him in there. Ferreira goes southpaw, goes back to orthodox. Spinning back fist there from ANCIC. Again, nothing but air. There has been more missed shots there from ANCIC. The overhand rights, the spinning techniques, none of it landing as Ferreira continues to circle away. Check left hook. Lower output here in the second round, but Ferreira cannot be caught. ANCIC searches again, doesn't find it. Ferreira lands and circles again. Surprise level change there from the grappler. Ferreira can grapple. It's the first time we've seen him reach for a takedown in this fight, but so far, certainly very happy to use his range, leverage, and footwork, which has been exceptional so far, Junior.
Exceptional, it has. He said in the prelims he didn't want to grapple, he wanted to show off his stand-up, which is what he's doing so far, but he's starting to look a little less sharp, a little bit more tired. He's going to have to keep up that slick head movement and watch for the overhand right as ANCIC walks down, cuts the cage off. Again, Chris, I'll be honest with you, I'd like to see a little bit more pressure from ANCIC and aggression as he cuts the cage off. That lead check hook is just getting Ferreira out of trouble.
Ferreira on the inside, goes for a clinch upper body. It's Ferreira who's actually had the more successful attempts at the takedown. Ironic when you consider the fact that ANCIC came from grappling, grew into MMA. Had scouted him, had prepared, knew what was going to be at stake, wants to beat him, take on Edward Kexel. And there we go, ANCIC finally on the level change for the first time. Has an opportunity to get it to where he might have the big advantage, the advantage he spoke about. Ferreira, unable to defend the takedown, has tried to rebuild his base, but ANCIC sucking the hips away and methodically working himself to an advantageous position. Ferreira settles into this position, doesn't quite accept it, thinks about the pommel, can't do it. Hands together for ANCIC. Pinches the knees. Oh, it's so close. You could almost have it, but he didn't. Ferreira gets back up to the fence, pummels inside, turns, and he's out, Will. Wow, what an escape.
Yeah, lovely escape there from Ferreira. Worked his way up, used the cage, and just worked from the ground up and then pushed his man off.
Well, the height and leverage was hailed as a big advantage for Ferreira in this fight pre-talk. The fighter known as Freestyle has kept it very easygoing and kept it basic and fundamental. But fundamentals win fights, and indeed, as you move up the rankings, it's really shut down the takedown game of the grappling ace, the guy who had taken everybody down in FNC and choked him. Combination attempt here from ANCIC. Again, no accuracy from ANCIC. The footwork is there. Oh, spinning back elbow there from Ferreira. That was extravagant. That was one of the more show-stopping opportunities. There we go, though. Finally, ANCIC gets his opportunity. The crowd going absolutely crazy here. Look at this back take. Oh, he got around to the back. He's got the rear naked choke. Goes palm to palm, and seconds on the clock there. Ferreira in the biggest trouble, the most climactic moment of this fight, and ANCIC runs out of time.
Saved by the bell, Ferreira, Freestyle Ferreira. It didn't look deep to me though, Chris. It looked a little bit of a chin strap, but saying that, he tucked the chin in and he did well. He probably knew the time in his head and managed just to stay out of trouble.
Well, the winner of the first FON reality show, the first season, has gone deeper into this fight than at any point in his FNC career, and here is how it all went down. Finally, towards the end of the round, was chasing with the boxing, looking to get inside Junior, but it was excellent footwork on the outside to counter from Ferreira. Third and final round here, FNC 30. Featherweight division, a potential contender match. Ronaldo Ferreira is back in FNC. Marco ANCIC, 4-0, FNC veteran. The more grizzled FNC veteran has had so many strong performances. This has been the most challenging moment of his career, and it could come down to this third round. He needs a big third round. Wins over Sadipur, FNC 28, very easy. Sami Zarabi, much the same, succumbing to rear naked choke in the first round, FNC 21. Ferreira slowing down a little bit. Could cardio be a factor? Certainly a large featherweight. We saw it at the weigh-ins. He did look pretty solid, but in a long game, it could be ANCIC's opportunity here to break down the doors and get inside. There we go, right on cue. Big shot here. Maybe the most important takedown of this fight for ANCIC. Can he get Ferreira down? Grapevines across the back leg. Ferreira looks, tries to turn and spin inside.
Lovely work there from ANCIC. Just staying on the back as well. Slams his man down there. He's going to try and work his hips away from the cage and try and get those hooks in.
Oh, what a takedown there. What a takedown from ANCIC. Can he clear and get the go around? Yes. This is exactly where he was in the end of the second round. Could we get another back take, Will? Another back take might all he be needing.
Exactly that, and we know what he can do from ground. A real submission specialist.
Corner absolutely furious here for Ferreira to get off the fence. ANCIC stuck inside on a single. Looking, Ferreira trying to go around the back. Oh, what a tussle. ANCIC, can he trip out the leg or grab it and run it? It's a struggle here, Junior. tied up here, and we've got Ferreira once again trying to get off this clinch, but ANCIC was so close to a takedown. Can Ferreira defend again? Oh, big pick up there from ANCIC. Ferreira, though, post gets right back up. That was so close again. ANCIC, multiple takedowns there attempted, but just cannot seem to convert and keep Ferreira down. What takedown defense?
Just got clipped on the way out as well there with the right hand. It looked like it wobbled him, but I don't know if that was from the exchange just as they were coming out.
90 seconds here. ANCIC overhand, trying to find something. It's the most motivated we've seen him in this fight. And Ferreira slowing in pace. Which way will it go? ANCIC or Ferreira? Heavy kicks landing from Ferreira. ANCIC charges, finally gets the takedown. First completed takedown here in the third round. Exactly where he was in the second. Now it's after the back, Junior. Ferreira trying to break the grips and turn. ANCIC has one final opportunity, potentially the final opportunity he might need to finish and submit. Or we go to points and it could be a risk. Nice outside trip there. Another completed takedown. But can he mount some offense? That's what scores, Junior. It's not the takedown, it's what you do off of it.
Exactly that, Chris, but he's working his way up. I'd like to see him pull him away from the cage if he can and try and maybe work an arm lock. You know, he's got a broad vocabulary of neck locks, neck chokes, as we saw, but he's working that right hand.
Oh, a flurry there at the bell. It was a good flurry, but that was it. Time runs out. We go to the judges' scorecards in a nail-biter here at 145. Ronaldo Ferreira and Marco ANCIC. ANCIC undefeated. Ferreira very experienced, more than triple the experience. Which way will it go? We're gonna have to stay and find out. Here's a chance to see what happened in that third round, and it might have been a pivotal third round.
Exactly that. A lot of output from Ferreira from the off. Going to know what he does best. Jabs, kicks, a lot of stuff landed. ANCIC had a slow first few rounds, needed to warm up a bit, but then into the third, he got those takedowns and he started to work a few moves from there.
And there, the referee intervening there, and a final flurry from ANCIC. Probably enough to seal the third?
I would say so, Chris.
How about the fight?
Bold statement, I'm going to say ANCIC.
All right, the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of those three excellent rounds of action, we go to your judges' scorecards, where we have a unanimous decision. All three judges scoring this contest 29 points to 28 points to your winner. From Croatia, Marco ANCIC!